Kemet is an amazing game requiring lots of strategy, tactics, and boldness. One of the keys to winning at this game is to understand the different pyramids and how they can assist you in your victory. We'll take a look at the blue powers and more here today on Legendary Tactics. In the course of doing my research for this video, I found the article written by Brian Henk of Pull the Pin Games to be especially useful, and I wanted to give him credit here. Kemet is an amazingly balanced game with many paths to victory. The tech tree, for lack of a better term, will be the main way that players differentiate themselves from each other and allows them to create a unique faction profile each and every game. During play, you may only partially get to decide what path you will take, as you will likely end up choosing the tiles of a color that has not been taken by your opponents, which ensures you the greatest selection of upgrades. Today we'll focus on the powers granted by the blue pyramid. When playing the blue defensive strategy, it is vital to maintain 2 decent-sized armies on the board at all times. The recruiting scribe can help you recover from heavy battle losses by giving you 2 more units per recruit action. It's not a high priority purchase, however, as it will only save you a few prayer points over the course of the game, and there are always other better options to buy first. Defense is a power tile that can be utilized by any strategy, as it is so universally useful, with a game-long benefit. Everyone needs to defend many times during the game, so the +1 strength that this tile provides in defense is always appreciated. The reason why this tile is so great, specifically for blue, is that a player taking this path is usually trying to win by holding on to 2 temples and collecting the resultant permanent victory points, which requires a lot of defense. It can be used not only in defending against attackers, but also in deterring your opponents from attacking in the first place. At level 2, there are some fun blue tiles. The first we'll look at is Legion, arguably the best of the blue tiles, especially because of the affordable price. This tile works for all strategies, however, even offensive ones. This is a power tile that allows a player to have up to 7 units per troop, and therefore should be considered essential to holding on to temples. With it, a troop of 6 or 7 units becomes very difficult to defeat, and there is something different psychologically about having 7 units in a space instead of 5 units with a boosted strength of +2. Keep in mind that you only have 12 units available in total, so you will be likely going with 2 troops of 6. The Ancestral Elephant with its +1 strength, +1 protection, and +1 movement is a great purchase for defensive strategies. It's cheap, and it is the only creature that gives a protection bonus, giving your units a longer lifespan, which is exactly what a player pursuing a blue strategy is after. It will likely be available to you as it doesn't work well with other strategies, except perhaps in the early game. The defensive strategy tile allows you to swap out one of your battle cards for this one. Your likely choice will be the +2/+2. This tile may not be worth the cost, however, though it does allow you to immediately refill your hand of combat cards, which can be useful if timed well. The Deep Desert Snake is an interesting unit with +1 movement and allowing you to cancel any other creature's benefit in battle. It isn't good at all in the early game, but gains utility as your opponents acquire powerful creatures of their own. Remember that the snake only levels the playing field, it doesn't actually give you any sort of edge over your opponent. Although it's okay for a defensive strategy, it's perfectly okay if you give this one a pass. Level 3 power tiles are also interesting. The Shield of Neith tile works indirectly, by increasing the longevity of your troops and preventing you from needing to recall troops after a battle. This tile actually saves you action and prayer points. While it seems to suit a blue strategy well, it has its detractors, however, as some say it is too expensive for what it is and therefore not a worthwhile purchase. The defensive victory tile gives you a victory point every time you win a battle on defense. As you can't control when you are attacked, the defensive victory tile won't directly give you victory points, but it will help you to hold on to the temples that will. It's great for a defensive strategy, as it discourages others from attacking you. Generally, your opponents will just leave you alone, especially if you have either or both of Divine Wound and a bunch of Divine Intervention cards. The Prescience tile is an excellent tile, allowing you to take a peek at your opponent's battle card before playing yours. It will make it hard for you to lose a battle, and will simultaneously allow you to hold on to your better battle cards for when they're needed. It's most effective in the late game, although it is expensive for what it does. And the last level 3 tile is a permanent victory point. Always useful, sometimes necessary. Don't buy it until later on so you don't become an early target in a bash the leader situation. However, make sure that you grab it before someone else does. Level 4 has some really fun and powerful blue tiles. The reinforcements tile pairs up really well with Legion, as it allows a player to add 4 units to an existing troop and/or a city during the night phase. It may not be high on the list of desirable tiles, but can work in the right situation, like when you are trying to hold the sanctuary or if you are up against a high damage player. The Sphinx helps with both +2 strength in battle and a victory point, which will be helpful along with the level 3 victory point, as victory points from battle are generally harder to get with a defensive strategy. For these reasons, it is a solid purchase for anyone pursuing a blue strategy. Divine Will is a welcome power that provides an extra movement or recruiting action, and can even be used on a space with an action token already on it. Very powerful, although timing its purchase might be a bit tricky as it may not need to be rushed. Finally, Act of God is also amazing. Even a player utilizing a defensive strategy, which might entail more sitting around and holding on to temples, can figure out how to make use of an extra action. So what is the build order that best makes use of these great defensive powers? Following a blue strategy generally means capturing and holding on to 2 temples each turn to collect the permanent victory points. As there won't be many victory points gained by attacking and defeating your opponent, you will likely need to secure the blue level 3 victory point and the Sphinx in order to make this work. So here's the rough battle plan. At setup, start with a level 2 blue pyramid and a level 1 white or red pyramid. Both colors can be useful. White provides economy, and red has nice power tiles like Charge, Carnage, and Godspeed, the latter of which allows you to easily and directly reinforce a temple from your city with units on foot. On turn 1, if you have taken white, grab the Priestess tile quickly, or if you're not quick enough, the Priest. If you have gone with red, pick up Defense. On turn 2, Legion will be an important grab, followed by Divine Boon as soon as you have leveled up your white pyramid. Otherwise, level up your red pyramid and grab Carnage and Godspeed if it is still available. Turn 3 is time to tame the Ancestral Elephant, and also, if you have the white pyramid, the High Priest to add some economy. Level up your blue pyramid. Turn 4, take Prescience, and level up your blue pyramid again in time for turn 5, when you can take the Sphinx. On turn 6, you can take either the Shield of Neith or Reinforcements, whichever is available and suits the situation. On turn 7, take the Defensive Victory tile. And on turn 8, which should be the last of the game, take the Blue Victory Point tile. For those of you wondering what to do when facing a defensive blue player, try to acquire battle victory points faster than the blue player can build victory points by holding on to 2 temples in a turn. Don't leave a temple weakly defended, as that can help blue with both a battle victory point and give them control of a temple for another victory point. Pay attention to this, even though a blue player's attacks are generally weak. And do some damage where you can. If you can take some blue units down with you, it leaves the defensive player weaker for the next battle. We hope this video is a useful strategy guide to help you win more games of Kemet with a defensive strategy. What are your thoughts on blue strategy? If you would, please take a moment to like, to comment, or to subscribe down below, and please consider becoming a member. Thank you so much for your time. This is Legendary Tactics.